Welcome to the Steam Holiday Sale 2013. The sale goes from December 19th to January 3rd. As always, games that are featured on the main site are reduced once more. Only buy the games you're interested in when they are featured in those daily deals. Don't rush and waste your money. Games that aren't featured can be still picked up at the last day. Mass Effect 2 is a third-person action RPG. This is one of BioWare's best games, and if you're a fan of the genre, you should definitely give it a try. The game is 75% off. Fallout New Vegas is a third and first-person open-world action RPG. Both Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas are excellent games that you need to try. The normal edition is really cheap with 75% off, but in this sale, the Ultimate Edition, that includes all DLCs, is more expensive than usual. I recommend to get the GOTY for Fallout 3 and the Ultimate Edition for Fallout New Vegas, but this time around I would not recommend to buy it because they were already on sale for a cheaper price on a different time. The Swapper is a 2D claymation puzzle platformer. The big feature of this game is a device that lets you create clones of yourself and swap between them. Because of this, the puzzles in this game are really creative, and if you like that genre, should be checked out. The game is 66% off and has Steam trading cards. Might and Magic Heroes 6 is a turn-based strategy game with RPG elements. You start with a hero, hire and train your army, build and expand your cities, and fight against the enemy. The Might and Magic and King's Bounty series are great, and I can highly recommend them. The only real difference between the two is that while Might and Magic is map-based, and you restart after you finish one, King's Bounty plays on one huge map where you keep your armies throughout the adventure. Might and Magic Heroes 6 is 75% off. Risk of Rain is an up to 4-player 2D class-based roguelike with RPG elements. On first look, the graphics style is kinda unusual because everything is so far zoomed out, but when you see what enemies you will encounter, you will understand and get used to it. This game is pretty amazing but challenging. With 33% off, it isn't all that cheap, but the amount of enjoyment you will get out of it balances it out. The game also has Steam trading cards. Deadlight is a 2D zombie survival platformer set in the 80s. It's a short game with an interesting art style, and with 80% off it's worth a try. The game also has Steam trading cards. Total War Rome 2 is a strategy game from the very well-known Total War series. This game had many problems on launch, and even if they have resolved some of them, I would still recommend to wait for a better price. This game is 50% off and has Steam trading cards. Euro Truck Simulator is a simulation of trucking through Europe. Most simulator games of this kind are pretty bad. Not this one though. It's a great and relaxing game, and I can only recommend to check this one out. It's 75% off and has Steam trading cards. Spelunky is a 2D platformer with randomized level and roguelike elements. This is also one of my favorite games of this year, and I can highly recommend it if you like a challenging experience. The game is 75% off and has Steam trading cards. Assetto Corsa is a racing simulation that's still in early access. If you're in desperate search for a realistic racing game, this might be for you, but it should be pointed out that this game is still in alpha and only 25% off. Sniper 2 Ghost Warrior is a first-person sniper game. Unlike the first game, this game is actually focused on stealth and long-range combat. Sadly, it still has its problems, and with 75% off it's still quite expensive. Prototype 2 is a third-person open-world action game. The PC port sadly isn't the best, and with 75% off it's still a bit expensive, but it's a ton of fun to wreak havoc in the city. Trine 2 is a 2D jump and run that can be played with up to 3 players in co-op. This game is amazing. The graphics are beautiful and the gameplay is challenging. With 90% off, this is a steal. Buy it now, thank me later. The game also has Steam trading cards. That's it for today. Don't forget to vote in the community's choice, and I hope we see us on the next day.